Hey everybody, John King with Summit Funding, and we are here with my weekly Business Booster webinar. You might be a little bit confused because I just did a live broadcast 3 minutes ago talking about what just happened with the Federal Reserve. If you missed that video, check it out in my historical videos. Go to my YouTube channel. There's a lot of things that are happening right now, but I want to keep consistent in the information that I am presenting and make sure that I am giving you weekly information about what is going on in your business and how we can help you boost your business through my weekly Business Booster webinars. All right, well, welcome again to this week's Business Booster webinar. Today's topic is one that's near and dear to my heart, and it's about networking the right way. And I think that there's a lot of wrong ways to network, and most people don't really think about that. As you're looking to grow your business, whether you're a real estate agent, whether you're a loan officer, whether you're in any industry, CPA, financial planner, attorney, networking is a super critical way that we can help grow our business. The problem is most people don't understand how to do it right. And they think that, hey, there's no wrong way to network. I'm just going to get out there and get my face out there and get to know people, and that's going to drive business to me. And the reality is it works kind of. Anything done repeatedly will give you some results, but it isn't always the best, most efficient results. So my job today, my role today is to give you some thoughts on how to go about networking, how to be strategic about it and make sure that you're accomplishing your goals. And you say, John, goals, what do you mean goals? Well, we're going to get to that. So we're going to talk about networking goals, how to accomplish them, how to set them, and what really is your purpose of networking. So first of all, let's ask the simple question. What is networking? Networking can be any number of different things. Networking is you connecting with other people who may either themselves or someone else need your services over some period of time. But it's also one step further. It's you networking with other people that you can help them accomplish the same thing. Because as Zig Ziglar said, you can have anything you want in life if you simply help enough other people accomplish what they want in life. And I think that's a critical thing to think about when we're thinking about networking, because most of the time we think about networking as a one-way street. I'm networking to get business for me. The problem is that if you have that mindset, you're going to come across that way. You're going to be that guy. I'll talk about that guy in a couple of minutes, that gal in a couple of minutes. But the fact is that I think networking is an art and it's a skill. And most of us don't ever think about it that way. And so I'd like to start by, first of all, thank you for those of you. I got about 5 or 6 of you that are watching right now live. Those of you who are watching live, give me a shout out. Say, hey, John, just so I know who's here. And as you come across thoughts, questions, experiences that you've had in networking that went well or not well, I'd love for you to put those in comments as well, so that I can make this as interactive as I possibly can. If you're watching recorded, thank you for watching. Post comments and I'll get back to those soon. So I do monitor my comments regularly and would love to get as much feedback and interaction as I can from you. So let's go ahead and talk about why people network. And the fact is, you've got to network with the right mindset. You've got to figure out, okay, who am I going to network with? What's my purpose in networking? In other words, why am I doing it? And I talked a second ago and I said, hey, look, our challenge is we sometimes are pretty selfish in our thought process of networking. And we think, man, I just need to get out there as much as I can and find as much business. I'm a realtor. Everybody needs to buy a home. Everybody, if they own a home, they need to sell it. They might need to sell it. And I want them to use me. Hey, Penny, Penny posted. Hi, Penny. So Penny posts, of course, your number one fan. Thank you, my number one fan. By the way, the other 5 of you that are on right now, feel free to compete with Penny and let me know that you're my number one fan. Okay, so anyway, the point is, what's your purpose in doing it? And that has to do also with, where are you networking? Are you networking to a small group and trying to penetrate that group pretty deep? Or are you networking to a large group and you're saying, look, I just want to touch as many people as I possibly can? Let me give you some examples of some networking that people do. So first of all, service clubs. So you've got Rotary, you've got Kiwanis. A lot of people use that as a networking opportunity. And I think that's very, very true. Those types of opportunities are great for meeting people and building relationships. But you got to be super careful about how you go about networking in a service club, because service clubs are about the service. It is not about getting together to exchange business. And if you start talking to people about doing business with them early on in your time at a service club, you're going to get identified as somebody that's there simply to build your business, and nobody's going to want to do business with you because you're almost taking away from the spirit of what the club is about. Now, here's the other side of that coin. If you're service-minded, if you're going to do these things and you own a business or are a salesperson, why not do both? Why not take the chocolate and the peanut butter and put them together to make a fantastic candy? I am a fan of Reese's peanut butter cups. So why not put yourself in a position where you can get from an opportunity that you're already putting into? If you're charitable, if you're service-minded, then joining a service club, volunteering in a service club fills your cup with the service that you want to do while doing it alongside like-minded business people who want to do the same thing. Your tribe, the people that are like you, that's what you're looking for when you're networking. Too often we're like, oh man, I want to get connected with everybody. That's great to some degree. But what we really want is what Penny just said earlier as my number one fan. Like, Penny is part of my tribe. Thank you, Penny. Penny is somebody I could call her at 2 o'clock in the morning and say, Penny, I'm stranded. I'm broken down. I need a ride. Penny would be there for me. That's what you're looking for as your target. Like if you think about a target, I don't care. Let's use archery in concentric circles. Like the middle of the target, those are the people that you're looking for. They're few and far between. They're hard to come by, but once you have them, that is an amazing relationship. And that's beautiful to have, but understand that's a small group of people and that you're really looking to grow the next level. And Penny likes Reese's as well. Glad to hear that, Penny. You're looking to grow the next level of people that just know of you and respect you. And that really comes to a concept that I talk about, which is the 3 tiers: know, like, and trust. Know, like, and trust are critical to building your business because you have to have all 3 ingredients to have a sustainable relationship with someone in business. They have to know who you are, okay? Which means that you've got to get yourself out there. You've got to meet them. And I'm going to talk for a couple minutes about how to use networking to meet more people to get to know who they are. That's the biggest circle that you've got in the target, is you want to grow the group of people that know who you are. But I'm going to challenge you. It's more important for you to know who they are than for them to know who you are. And I'll explain that in just a moment. But knowing is the biggest circle. And then the 2 inner circles are people that like you and trust you. And the key philosophy here is people begin to work with those they like. They continue to work with those they trust. And so you can use networking as you're getting to know people better. You start focusing on, hey, you know who I am. I know who you are. And now start developing conversations about similar interests. Like, I now know that Penny likes Reese's peanut butter cups, and so do I. So that's just another layer of, next time I see her, I'll bring her a Reese's peanut butter cup because I'm aware of who she is and I'm paying attention. And then the final layer is trust. Trust is built through small, kept promises. It means when you tell somebody, hey, I'll call you tomorrow at 3 o'clock, call them tomorrow at 3 o'clock. That builds trust over time by doing little things. So the other thing about like and trust is if somebody likes you, there's a lot of implied trust. They provide you a lot of grace because they really, really like you. Think about your best friend. Because you like them, you trust them. And trust in a lot of ways, yes, you have to earn it, but a lot of people, they like you enough, they give it to you automatically. And just recognize that as you're building relationships, is that each of us is more naturally one or the other. We're more naturally exuding likability, or we're more naturally exuding trust. I, for years, have only focused on trust. I always thought I'm the best lender out there. I'll take better care of you and your clients than anybody else. And yet a lot of realtors chose not to work with me. And I didn't get it until I went through coaching and I understood that just because they trust you, if they like somebody else more, they'll give them a shot because they have no reason not to trust that other person. So think about that as you're growing your business and you're networking. You're trying to grow your tribe. You're trying to grow the number of people. And so really you got to focus on, what is that goal? What are you trying to do through networking? If you have enough business and you're not looking to receive any business in the door, maybe you're networking to find better vendors. Maybe you've got clients coming in the door that, hey, I need a good CPA to refer my clients to. So have a goal in mind saying, who am I searching for? What's my target market? Who am I trying to find? For me, real estate agents are a key business partner because they run into people that need my services. Think about your business and think about who are the people in that need your business and who do they talk to before they talk to you. If I was a realtor, I would be talking to people who are CPAs, because a CPA is talking to somebody about their taxes and their finances. And the CPA says, you know what? You're wasting a lot of money in taxes. You need to become a homeowner so you can get a write-off. So there comes the idea, hey, I need to become a homeowner. That person that is going to become a homeowner, talk to the CPA before they talk to you. Network with CPAs. The same holds true when people buy a home, or actually when people have a baby or they get married. That's typically when they need to make a move, when they're looking to buy a home. So if I was a realtor, I'd say, someone who's getting married, well, who are they going to talk to before they talk to me? They're going to talk to the jeweler. They're going to talk to the wedding planner. So I need to network with wedding planners, because as the wedding planner is talking to them in a conversation of the months that they're spending together, wedding planner learns that, hey, they're thinking of making a move. And now they can say, hey, if you don't have a great realtor, I know an amazing real estate agent. So when you think about networking, think about who's talking to your clients before they reach out to someone in your industry. That's your best target market for who you should be getting to know, and figure out what value proposition you have for them. Figure out who are they and how are they going to value or get value from you. Now, maybe it's simply what I call a loyalty uplift. A loyalty uplift says, hey, I am I'm a wedding planner. And I've got clients that come to me and they love me and they love my services. But if I also refer them to a real estate agent who takes really, really good care of them, they're going to feel even more loyal to me because I'm well connected to great people. So that's one value proposition. Another one might be compensation. That person might say, you know what, I'll refer business to you, but only if you kick me back some money. Now, in some industries, that's legal. Some industries, it's not. Just know what you have to offer that person if they're going to more likely refer clients to you, and there's not a two-way street. I have the same thing in my business as being a lender, working with real estate agents. Realtors are going to refer me way more business than I'm going to have to refer back to them. So I have to find other ways to provide value, like what I'm doing right here. These videos that I'm doing, I'm providing value to my real estate agents to say, thank you for working with me. And we sit down one-to-one and I partner with you and I give you some ideas on how to grow your business. And so these are a lot of things that you need to think about when you're considering why am I networking and what is my goal? Now, what's success? I'm going to talk to you about how I think about success. Success in networking is setting up a follow-up one-on-one appointments. You get to know people in the networking environment. You go to a chamber event and it's a luncheon, it's a ribbon cutting. You sit next to somebody at lunch. That's great. You got to know them, but you didn't get past the superficial. And we have to get past the superficial if we're going to get to the next two layers of like and trust. And so what you need to do is you need to have a goal of finding X number of people at that event that you want to meet with. And then you initiate that meeting and collect their card. Do not hand out your card to everybody that's out there. As a matter of fact, I'm happy if I give away 0 business cards when I'm at a networking event. Now you might say, John, that's silly. Why in the world would you go to a networking event and not hand out your cards to as many people as possible? Because guess what they're going to do with my card? They're going to throw it away. If they don't have the desire to call me back, they know other lenders. They don't need me. I'm just that guy that handed them my card. And I don't know about you, but those cards aren't free. So why am I handing it to somebody that didn't ask for it? Instead, I simply end with, as we had a conversation and talked for 2 or 3 or 10 minutes, I say, hey, Mary, it's been great talking with you. I would love to get together and get to know you a little better and find out more about you and your business. Could I give you a call tomorrow and we can set up a time to meet for coffee? Mary says yes, Mary says no. Most of the time, Mary says yes. Perfect. Can I have your card? I'll call you tomorrow to set it up. I get Mary's card. I have one card. The goal is that I have 3 cards and then I go home. Personally, that's not my gig. I don't enjoy spending my afternoon at these events. I'd rather be at home with my kids and my family than sitting at one of these events. And so my focus is, how do I get in there, have enough quality conversations that I can hit my goal of the number of people that I want to agree to get a phone call from me tomorrow. And I collect their 3 business cards. And when I'm done, I go home. Now, if you like those kind of things, hang out for the whole time, you're there for the free food, no problem. The flaw is, most of you, if you like those events, you go for the events, you never get around to asking someone to meet with you. You never get to the point where you say, hey, you know what? I would love to get to know you better. Can I call you tomorrow and we can go have a cup of coffee? You can come to my office. I can go to your office, whatever it happens to be. That's the critical component that everybody misses, is you need to focus on collecting more business cards than you give out. Think about that for a minute. Collect more cards than you give out, because you will call them. You can't trust them to call you. So collect more business cards than you hand out. Types of networking. So I talked about service clubs. Service clubs are a great type of networking. I'm going to categorize networking into 2 different categories, though. There are open networking groups and there are closed networking groups. A closed networking group is something like BNI or LaTip. Those groups are specific in saying we allow 1 person in each business category to attend this group. You own your business category for that group. Now, those groups are designed to generate referrals and to generate leads. There's an expectation that when you come, you're going to bring referrals to give to other people in the group, and that they're going to bring referrals for you. That works for some people. It doesn't work for other people. If you've been down that road and you find that that doesn't work for you, that doesn't mean networking isn't good for you. It just means a closed networking group isn't good for you. And in that case, switch to open networking. And by the way, you can do both. Most closed networking groups say you can only be part of one. So check with the rules on these closed networking groups. Most of them won't let you join more than one. And that makes sense, because they want all of your referrals for those people in that group to go to that group. And if you're in 2 closed networking groups, you have an obligation to feed both of them, and neither one of them are going to get as much of your referrals. So pay attention to the rules on closed networking groups. If you're going to do that, you really should only be in one anyway. But it's okay to be in open networking groups. An open group is the Chamber of Commerce. I'm a huge fan of the Chamber of Commerce, but there's a couple of things you can do to do it a little bit better, to 10x your networking through the Chamber of Commerce. The first thing I'll tell you is, obviously, attending chamber events is great. You can meet people. You use the strategy I talked about of finding 2 or 3 people that you want to meet with for coffee, get their agreement, and get their business card. So that's the layer or the level of working chamber events that most people use. But I want to take it one step further. If your chamber has an ambassador program and you have the ability to sign up to be an ambassador, what an ambassador means is that you represent the chamber in a volunteer capacity, and that you connect with current members to help them maximize their chamber membership. But here's the cool thing. You can now target particular industries. And you can say, you know what? Like I said earlier, I want to go after wedding planners. Great. Then I can ask the chamber, hey, can you assign me a majority of people that are wedding planners? Because I want to target that industry. Can you assign me people that are financial planners? I want to target that industry. Now, if I picked up the phone and I called a financial planner and I said, hey, Bob, my name's John King and I work for Summit Funding and I'm a lender and I want to come talk to you about us doing business together. Well, that's a bit forward. It might work, but the truth is Bob probably has a lender that he knows, and he doesn't know just how amazing I am. He thinks it's a cold call and he's not likely to answer to accept. Okay. So instead, I can pick up the phone as an ambassador and I can say, hey, Bob, my name is John King and I'm a volunteer ambassador for the local Chamber of Commerce. And I'm calling you to schedule a time for us to meet to talk about how to maximize your chamber membership. When's a good time for us to get together? Bob's going to take the meeting. Bob's spending money on the chamber anyway, or at least Bob's much more likely to take that meeting because I'm calling on behalf of the chamber. Now, you have to honor why you're there. Just like I talked about service clubs earlier, you cannot go into a service club saying, hey, let's talk about doing business together. You're there to provide service, Kiwanis, clubs, that kind of thing. You're there to Rotary. You're there to provide services. You're there to provide service to the community. But an ambassador program at your chamber, what they want is for you to take care of the members to make sure that they are happy, and they don't want you to aggressively market the member. But it's okay to talk about your business after you've got the relationship built. Double check with your chamber to make sure they're okay with it. But I've been in multiple chambers and they've all said the same thing. Hey, on day one, we don't want you talking about your business. Really, for the first 30 days that after you met that person, we'd like to be a blackout period where you're not talking about what you do. After 30 days, when you follow up with them later, you can absolutely talk to them about what you do and get to know them and make sure that you build a relationship that's based on like and trust. And that's developed over time. So here's the deal. I have found most people when I'm talking to them as a representative of the chamber, when I strategically say, when we sit down, hey, thanks for meeting with me. As I mentioned, I'm a volunteer member. And so I have another job that I do, but I volunteer to make sure that chamber members are happy and well taken care of. 9 times out of 10, before the meeting is over, they're like, hey, by the way, you said you were a volunteer. What do you do for your real job? Now, I honor what the chamber said and what the chamber's asking for. And I said, it's not appropriate for me to talk about that in this environment because I'm here on behalf of the chamber, and the chamber has asked me to not promote myself when we're meeting for the purpose of me being an ambassador. About half the time, they say, hey, John, seriously, it's okay. I just want to know, what do you do? And the door has been opened. Now, I'm not counting on them saying that. I'm totally okay if they don't ask me what I do, but after the 30-day blackout period, I'll find another opportunity to bump into another event, or I'll call them 3 months later and say, hey, I want to check in with you again. How's it going? By the way, do you mind if I tell you a little bit about what I do? I would love to I'd love to go buy you coffee and talk a little bit about what I do and find out a little bit more about what you do and see if there's any room for us to help each other. That to me is key. The other thing to be careful about, don't be that guy. Do not be the guy that has sales breath. Do not be the gal that has sales breath. Everybody knows it in the chamber. Everybody knows it at the BNI group. Everybody knows it in the Rotary Club, and nobody likes it. Nobody likes to be aggressively sold. So do not walk around saying, hey, I'm John and I do mortgages. What's your interest rate on your mortgage? That does not bode well for your reputation. And you only have one reputation. So be very, very cautious in protecting that reputation. As I mentioned earlier, you want to look for your tribe, but be open to more connections. So concentric circles here. The smallest group is your tribe. Not everybody's going to be part of your tribe. But you want to be meeting people, figuring out who you like and trust and who likes and trusts you, but they're in the bigger group. And then you're driving down or shall I say, digging deeper into who are the people that really you can build a long-term business relationship with, where you're going to help each other out and grow each other's businesses. Here's the final thing I'll tell you as we wrap up. You've got to have a follow-up plan. So let me make this a little bit bigger and I'll show you my follow-up plan on here. First of all, you can do anything you want as a follow-up plan, but as an example, day one, after you've met with somebody, send them a text. Hey, it was really nice to meet you yesterday. Looking forward to finding a time where we can get together for coffee. And then on day 3, you call and you set up that face-to-face meeting. And then maybe on day 5, you reach out and you connect to them on Facebook or LinkedIn, and then you add them to your monthly industry update email. John, I don't have a monthly industry update email. Well, you should probably get one. I do a weekly email to 950 real estate agents. Every agent that I have connected with, I send an email every single Friday that talks to them about what's going on in the market, what's going on in the real estate industry, what's going on in the mortgage industry, giving them tips, tricks, and ideas, but it's keeping me in front of them. I have collected their information and it keeps me in front of them. Thank you, Kathy. I see Kathy here. So Kathy says she loves my tips. I appreciate that, Kathy. Kathy is absolutely amazing at networking. Kathy, obviously we've run in similar circles. She works for a title company. We both have a target audience of connecting with real estate agents. And so we cross paths with each other regularly, and she's absolutely amazing at networking. And hopefully you're picking up a little bit from this as well, Kathy. But the bottom line is have a follow-up plan. So you need to have some kind of a drip campaign. You need to have something that is going to say, hey, I'm going to send you something monthly. I'm going to send you something weekly of value. It's got to be of value. Don't fake it. Okay. The other thing is have a VIP call list. So let me talk to you for a minute about what a VIP call list is. A VIP call list is simply a list of people that are business people that you want to get deeper relationships with or maintain a relationship with. And you have a list of people and you divide it into fourths. You call 1/4 of the list every week. Fridays are a great day to do it. So you call them on a Friday and you're just checking in. Hey, Bob, just calling to check in. How's business? How's Peggy? Did you guys end up going to Tahoe last weekend? How was it? Oh, that sounds fantastic. Hey, I'd love to get together for lunch sometime. You're calling them once a month. You're not bothering them 12 times a year. Half the time you're going to leave a voicemail and they won't even call you back. But it's a consistent, repeatable pattern. Because if you say, hey, once a month I'm going to call everybody, you don't get around to it. You forget that, oh my gosh, it's the first of the month. I'm supposed to call all my VIPs. Instead, you take the entire list and you call 1/4 of it every single week. It breaks it down into manageable bite-sized chunks. And the final piece of the follow-up plan, have some kind of an event that you can invite these people to. So maybe it's an annual event, maybe it's semi-annual or quarterly, maybe it's a happy hour. Now for me, I'm not a fan of a happy hour in a bar. Okay, not that I don't like to have a drink, but happily married man, have kids, don't want to. It's not my gig. I don't like hanging out at a bar, and so I don't want to be in an environment where I'm inviting people to come meet with me and hang out in a bar. So I typically do it over coffee. I'll go, as a matter of fact, tomorrow in Roseville. If you're in the Roseville market, feel free to join me from 10 to 11:30, from 9:30 to 11. I think from 9:30 to 11. I'm going to be at the Pete's Coffee in Quarry Ponds. So if you're in the industry or if you're not, come by anyway, meet me. I'll buy you a cup of coffee. That's an example of an event that I do. Now I do them monthly, but that's an event that I do that brings my tribe together, brings the people that are in the closest circle and the people in the outer circles. And I get to then introduce people to other people that I know, like, and trust. So I can help them grow their business by building more connections to other people that I know. So have something fun to do. Have something that you're giving back that is a relaxing environment. It can be coffee. It can be a afternoon at Top Golf. It can be bowling, anything you want, but just regularly get together with those people that you've met through networking, because just meeting them at the networking events isn't enough. Just getting together with them once for coffee after that isn't enough. You've got to have a process to have something you send to them regularly, some way that you're calling them regularly, and some way that you are seeing them regularly. That's the key. That is the absolute secret sauce to networking the right way. So guys, I appreciate you listening. There's about a dozen of you on here right now. So if you have any questions about anything, if you liked something about what I said, please post a comment right now. It definitely helps me in the Facebook and YouTube algorithms. The more you comment, the more you like, the more you share, the more you subscribe. All of those things help me out. So if you wouldn't mind, I'd love to get a shout out, whether you're watching live or you're watching recorded. Next week, this Friday, I'm going to be doing my Financial Friday every single Friday at 12 noon. This week, I'm going to be talking about renovation financing, how to buy a home and finance the money to fix that home up. So that's something that is a huge opportunity that I want to go through. I'm also going to be next week. On Friday, I'm going to be having a special guest, and I'm an attorney who specializes in estate planning, wills, trusts, all of those pieces that have to do with estate planning. I'm going to be covering next Friday, and I'm doing something next Wednesday. I don't know what I'm doing next Wednesday. Business Booster. Oh, how to use YouTube to grow your business. It's right here. It's moving right there. How to use YouTube to grow your business. So I'll be talking about that next Wednesday. Join me for that. Gang, I really appreciate you joining in today. Please like is right there, and comment and subscribe to my YouTube channel. So appreciate y'all joining me today, and have an amazing day. Talk to you soon.